Hello. Thank you for joining us this Friday on our brand new episode of Camp Quarantine. We are live from Arlington, Texas, site of the 2020 National League Series. We're thrilled that you guys could join us. Hit the share below. We've got a great giveaway going on. We have our small business spotlight talking all things baseball, and it's all happening now on our 27th episode of Camp Quarantine Live. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Pleasure to meet you all. If this is your first time joining, we welcome you to Camp Quarantine. I'm your host, Emmerich B. with Hustle and Hospitality. We want to know where you guys are watching from. We're here in Arlington, Texas. We're supporting the Braves going for their clinching series. Now, if this is your first time here on the show, we encourage all of you to leave a comment because this is an interactive show. So drop it below. We want to have you guys participate in our ongoing giveaway as well. But yeah, if this is your first Camp Quarantine, well, let's give you a little bit of backstory. If you guys haven't seen this baby on before, well, I've worn it a number of weeks, and that's because I'm one of the biggest Braves fans there are. But without further ado, let's take a look back at, 27 weeks of Camp Quarantine.
It's Friday. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. You guys have made it. Another wonderful week. Welcome to Camp Quarantine. Welcome to our backyard. Welcome to Camp Quarantine. I'm your host, Emmerich B. Appreciate it. It is May. Folks, we have lasted into 3 months. Friday, June 19th. Happy Juneteenth. Cannot say how thrilled I am to have you all here. We have an exciting slate of guests. We just wrapped on our 14th episode of Camp Quarantine. Really appreciate all those who have tuned in. Today is July the 3rd. That just blows my mind. We just cannot contain my excitement here. We have made it. So hopefully you guys are finding the good in this entire situation, and that's certainly what we're trying to bring forth here.
So if you saw there, this jersey is not the first time it's been on the show. A number of guests have seen my Braves t-shirts, and that's because I could not be more ecstatic. Now, this is the second time we have been on location, and so thrilled that you guys could join us. But this is the second time we've been on location. We were on location in one other city in week 23. First person to comment that below what our only other city other than Atlanta we have done a live show from. But this is our second one here in Arlington, Texas, and last night we were absolutely thrilled to get a chance to go experience Game 4. We flew out here. Things have been a little bit hairy. I've been very lucky to say that the NLCS and my team playing the Los Angeles Dodgers has permitted some fans. So we haven't been too many places, but we're going to chat with some of the folks that we're here with. This is us yesterday, safely social distancing. We chat with the father-son coming up here who are lifelong Braves fans. But yeah, it's been absolutely just intriguing. They've got signs everywhere and things like that. This is the first time I've had the opportunity to go to, a live sporting event since the start of the pandemic. But yeah, a little bit about Camp Quarantine. We've been doing all this for a great cause the last several months. We've been at this now. This is week 27. We've raised money for all kinds of organizations, including the Center for Disaster Philanthropy, Color of Change, one of my favorites, Big Brothers Big Sisters organization, and Charity Miles last month. But we're going to get into this being October, who we're raising money for, and really the reason for the stream in just a little bit. But why don't we chat a little bit more about the baseball? We're here in another city. We're in Texas. We haven't had the chance to explore any of this area yet, but today's very special because in about 2 hours, just under 2 hours, there's going to be the first pitch of Game 5 between the Braves and the Dodgers, and we are literally a stone's throw away from this stadium. It's just around there in the corner, but Wi-Fi wasn't strong when we tested earlier today, so we thought we would carve a pumpkin, sit over here, enjoy a beverage, and participate with you all. But we do have some folks, and our first guest I'd like to invite today. They're actually over by the stadium right now. I welcome Andrew and Jeff Hard. How are you guys? Andrew, you there?
Emmerich.
Hey, man. How are you?
Hey, man. Hey, man.
It's a little loud where you are, so keep speaking up. We love it. But talk to us. Where are you at? And give us a little bit of backstory on what made y'all Braves fans and a little bit of the ambiance and experience going on here.
Yeah, we're at So we're at Texas Live. We're right next to Globe Life Park, ready to go to Game 5. We went to Game 4 last night, watched the Braves kick some serious tail, and hoping to close it out tonight. We've already gotten into a beef already tonight with a group of Dodger fans who are doing a fake chop and a Game 7 chant. So, they're trying to get this thing going to Sunday, and we're here to mix it up and try to just knock this out tonight.
So talk to us, gentlemen. You guys came in just yesterday? What's home for you? Is Atlanta home for you?
Hey, yo.
It's a little loud there. Yeah, no, I said, is Atlanta home for you, or how did you become a Braves fan?
Yeah, so I live in Nashville right now. My dad lives in Atlanta. We decided to make this trip. When they announced it was going to go to Texas and just do neutral sites and allow fans, it seemed like a no-brainer. What better chance to see the Braves go to the World Series than to come here and see it all at the same site? I was at Truist. We were at Truist last year for Game 1 of the DS. Huge disappointment. But we grew up Braves fans. We moved to Atlanta in 91. And I remember going to Game 7 in 96, watching us kick the tail out of the Cardinals 15-0 in Game 7. And a year after we won the title, that to me kind of cemented just a huge, huge fandom that started with us. And so obviously through the 90s, that sort of grew up. It grew me up as a Braves fan.
So we moved to Atlanta in '91, which was the year of the worst to first, and from '91 to 2005.
05,
they were in the playoffs or the World Series every year. So we were kind of spoiled for a while, but it's something that Andrew and I have been able to do all our lives. Really, is to go to Braves games, and we've done some other fun trips and things like that, baseball trips, and also some other sports as well. And
1999. Okay, we're in Philadelphia, and so we were going to. It was the old Veterans Stadium. You remember the place with the carpet with the seams in it? We saw a doubleheader in Philadelphia on a Friday, and we went to a cheesesteak place, Jim's on South. Jim's in Philadelphia, and we're eating our cheesesteaks, and we look up, and Ryan Klesko is walking into the joint, and I'm 13 years old, got his jersey on, and he walks in the joint, and it couldn't have been a nicer guy. Signed some autographs for us. Wished him so luck. I don't think the Braves won that night, but
They didn't.
Definitely wasn't our fault. But yeah, we've been around the country seeing games in Philly and Chicago and St. Louis and all sorts of places. So just checking another one off the list.
So I think baseball has always held a very special place in my heart, mainly because, like you guys, and part of the reason I wanted to bring you on today was because my dad introduced me to the game in his own way. He's from India, and he knew cricket, so he thought to himself, hey, what's somewhat similar? Can't explain football to my son, but I think that's very special, a bond a son and a father have, certainly with the game of baseball. Running around and meeting these legends is absolutely something that is having happened and so prevalent. Talk to me about the stadium itself. Only there at 25% capacity, only letting in so many people. What is that atmosphere like? Can you describe it?
Yeah, the experience last night was very different. The 11,000 people there couldn't have been more rowdy for how many there were, and obviously everyone was going nuts, mixing it up. Cheering for the big win. The bottom of the sixth inning was unlike anything I've ever seen, but it was just a weird environment with only 25% capacity. It sort of felt like a Monday night game, during the regular season. The stadium itself is really nice. It's brand new and it's got all the bells and whistles. Obviously, it was really windy last night, and we were up in the upper deck, so a little challenging there. But you got that big roof. It's really nice. Some good Texas beer in the stadium. This whole district with the Cowboys Stadium over here and Texas Live where we are right now, it's a compound, and it's so much fun just kind of hanging out here and being a part of all the action.
Yeah, absolutely. And watching Bryce Wilson last night spin a two-hitter for 6 innings, that was pretty cool.
One hit. Just the
one
one.
hit. I'm
Just
sorry.
The one.
Well, okay,
just
one
the
hit.
one.
Just the one
Outdueled playoff Kershaw,
Yeah.
which isn't that hard to do, but
Yeah.
he did it.
Yeah. So watching that and then watching us just break it open in the 6th inning was magical. It really was.
See, you guys spoke to this complex. Can we flip the camera around and get a quick 360 of kind of what y'all are seeing?
Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see in the background, we got the Cowboy Stadium back there, AT&T, Texas Live behind me. We're in the middle of it here. And then we got the stadium. This is Globe Life coming back behind us over here. You can see the roof, the magical retractable roof, the glass, and the brick. No, it's a cool spot.
Well, gentlemen, we appreciate your time. Now, you normally would be where? Normally, you said home is Nashville for you, but if you were watching, I guess you guys just showed up. For those folks that are obviously at home or watching this on their phones or anything like that, give them a little taste of that Arlington feel. Is there a tomahawk chop that I might be able to hear that we could start at least carrying through the rest of this?
Let's go. We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna mix it up tonight, and we're gonna do a little chopping. We're gonna bring the pennant home tonight, and have fun in Dallas the rest of the week and just celebrate and get ready for the Rays or the Astros, whoever it is gonna come here next week.
Yeah.
Let's go, Braves!
Well, they're chopping over there, certainly across the street in Arlington, and I can't wait to get there. This big grin on my face is very genuine because I've waited almost more than 20 years for this. I remember when the Braves won the World Series in '95. For many of you that may be watching, that may be a thing of non-existence, but here you are. The opportunity is absolutely there. It is just within grasp, and I can feel so great. I just hope that the media outlets may give us a little bit of credit and stop writing so much of Los Angeles. Well, here at Camp Quarantine, we like to have some giveaways. If you guys didn't hear last week, we gave away a Freddie Freeman bobblehead. If you want to win, all you got to do is hit the share button below. We appreciate that. We're going to take from our shares on Facebook today. I know we had a lot of new followers last week when we did a giveaway on Instagram, so we appreciate that. But if you are on some of our other social channels, we are also available and appreciate all of the support on our Patreon as well as our Instagram at campquarantine.co. So our next guest made some promises to me because he said, I want to come to Arlington, but I'm only going to come if they make the World Series. Our next guest is over in Atlanta, Georgia, and I hope just as eager in anticipation of this upcoming game as us. Folks, if you don't like the Braves, that's too bad because today is all about the NLCS, and I'm seeing some comments now. Get to the camping. We're going to get there. We're going to get to the state of Nirvana, but it's all about baseball, baby. Dave Luce, how are you, man?
What's up? I'm great.
You just saw it. Now, see, I swapped them because in the runner show that we had earlier, I said we were going to put you up first. But I thought if I put that little nugget of anticipation, maybe we can get a commitment from you to actually show up and show out. So we had to put a little taste of some real live in-your-face postseason baseball. Talk to me. Why are you not here? How's Atlanta? Where are you watching the game? And share a little bit about what you've been up to during the pandemic.
So that tomahawk chop was awesome. Like that made me miss not coming up there. So I am watching the game.
Then I did my job.
You did. That was killer. It was a killer transition into me coming on. So I'm watching the game. There's a place called Fetch Dog Park here in Atlanta. It's like the largest patio, and you have dogs and TVs. So I'm going to start watching the game there, and if the game is going well, I'm going to go to the Battery and finish the game off there and just celebrate going to the World Series with, everyone else. Like I was 6 in '95 when we won, but I was definitely at some of those World Series games because back when the Braves were actually in Atlanta, that's where we would go. I was actually at the demolition of Fulton County Stadium. So I saw that take place where the building was a lot stronger than they thought it would be. So the building kind of fell like dominoes. Like these big blocks of it, and you got to take a piece of the stadium with you. So that was really dope back then. Yeah, I hope we win tonight.
So nevertheless, David, usually we start the program historically in the past in our previous weeks, of course, me telling terrible dad jokes and things like that. But we also tend to gravitate towards starting off a little slower and letting people come to the present, because so much about this show is live. We want to see those interactions. We want to know where everybody's watching from. We want to see that, being present. So you're one of the individuals that I would absolutely like to have talk about some of your little bit more of wellness and things that you have now adopted and programs that you're a part of. But yeah, share with us a little bit about what you're doing in Atlanta, and if you can focus some of your discussion on certainly that wellness element, we'd appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it's been a hard time for like a lot of us. So like kind of what I've been doing is bike riding has been a big thing for me, where I've just been exploring the city that I kind of lived my whole life, but just discovering stuff. So this whole discovery aspect of Atlanta, when it's kind of been dead, like when there hasn't been a lot of cars on the road, when like, I don't know, it's been really sick. So I've been riding about 20 to 30 miles a day. I only rode 14 miles today. But yeah, bike riding has been a big aspect of kind of what I've been doing since the pandemic. Yoga. So Stephanie, your girlfriend, myself, and a few other student teachers, like it was a big thing during the pandemic, just learning and embracing yoga. And that's been a really dope thing that I started to do every single morning. And it kind of just sets my intention for the day, and it's really, really rad.
That's wonderful. So now yoga is something that is very, I mean, we've had a lot of folks that have come on, talked about obviously the breath work, breathing, in addition to, we had Steph lead us a sun salutation and things like that. But what does it really do for you? If you can describe it in a different sense of, all those things certainly can be categorized under wellness, but I think a lot of people that have watched see the acro say, I'm not there yet. I'm not as flexible. I'm not needing to do that. I mean, it can be done anywhere. I mean, talk to us a little bit how it works for you, if you would, please.
Yeah. So for me, like Front Row Yogi is the organization, hashtag Front Row Yogi, is the organization that we, Steph and I are both a part of. And it doesn't really focus on the physical asanas of yoga as much. I mean, that's definitely a component. But yoga for me it's all about the mental state of yoga, connecting your body, mind, and like spiritual all together. So it's really like focusing on that breath work, focusing on all the benefits you do during yoga throughout your everyday life. Because like doing dishes can be kind of like yoga, it's like a very meditative experience where there is two kinds of yoga. There's the physical asanas and there's the raha yoga, which is the mental. And if you were to classify yoga as a book, the physical asanas would just be a chapter in that book.
Love it. All right. You spoke a little bit about being outdoors. We haven't had too many outdoor expeditions yet, and I hope that we will have many more in our van. But I've got a few pictures here you sent me. If you want to talk through, I'm more than happy to share. You recently went on I guess an outdoor biking expedition. Where was this to?
So Westview Cemetery in Atlanta has this like old developmental project in the back of the cemetery. Like I broke into this place, and yeah, this place here. That's Cloudland Canyon in North Georgia, which is really, really dope. Yeah, I mean, outdoors has been a huge thing for me since quarantine. It's just like nature and just, like I said, discovering the city has been really, really cool.
And you're discovering it with, it looks like you've got some company as well.
Yeah, that's who's going to be watching the game with me tonight. That's Phoebe.
I hope you're going to put on some different kind of attire over here, as good as it is, Halloween season and all. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, this is a TV show.
If you don't have some Braves attire, we're gonna have to get there.
No, man.
You also
rocking the Braves here tonight.
So I wanted to bring you on too, because you're not just somebody who speaks so much to wellness and well-being and mental health and things like that, which are so very important. Speaking of physical health, I don't know, this looks like a terrible tumble it looks like you took.
No. So I was actually, that was not a biking incident. So I was photographing the protests in Atlanta for some local news websites. And that was actually right before I got shot by a bullet, that picture right there. And that actually picture of me in my boxers with the huge thing was featured in like local news. So you got to see my boxers prominently featured in like local news articles and stuff, which was kind of funny. But yeah, man, like it was 2 hours before it was like the day after Trump did his big speech of the protests. So I went out that Tuesday because he did that Monday night, and like Kemp was like, lock it down. So people got like arrested unlawfully. That was 2 hours before the curfew, and they just started shooting and tear gassing us for really no reason. And like I just saw the reporter in front of me get shot, and I was like, oh shit, it's happening right now. It was crazy, and I got struck in the back because I was running away.
Man, well, we're glad that you're safe. I just want to shift focus for a little bit. We've got just a few more minutes with you. But what is your current day gig? Now, you're doing all these things, but we haven't even touched base on what you currently work on, and I absolutely love it. You're absolutely very admirable in just the way you present yourself too, whether it be live like this or the first time you met each other. But I know you carry yourself in a very different capacity. I guess it's 9 to 5, right?
So Scream is a TV series that I worked on, actually. So I'm a location manager for movies and television shows. And I'm starting a new series called Girls on the Bus for Netflix, which is going to be in its first season. It's about the 2016 and 2020 campaign election. So Julie Plec, who did Vampire Diaries, Originals, Roswell, Legacies, all of those shows, is creating this new TV series. And yeah, it's going to be great.
That's pretty neat that you have so many hobbies and interests, and part of Camp Quarantine is absolutely about sharing, exposing, and exploiting those, because during this time, so many people have a lot of opportunity to dip their hands in a lot of things. And even if we've mentioned this a number of times, we've had so many inspirational guests that have come on and talked to it, but you don't know what you don't like either, and finding out what that is half the battle, and just as much finding out things that you do and where you want to spend your time. Luckily, I know I like live streams and baseball, so here we are in October. But David, before I let you go, what are your score predictions for tonight?
Score predictions? I mean, Braves 10-1.
I love it. I love it. Just as eager as yesterday. Dave, how can folks follow you? How can they find you and keep tabs on all your bike mishaps, your political prowess, and certainly all of your outdoor adventures?
So poetry and photography is my Instagram, and my Instagram handle is david.luse, S like Sam.
David, thank you so much for your time. Can I get a Go Braves from you?
Fucking go Braves.
I love it. For any families out there, you can hear the excitement in everyone's voice. Well, for any families that are out there, we were talking a lot more about what's happening later this month. Of course, it's baseball season. Of course, it's October, but it's also spooky season and certainly Halloween season. We don't worry about the thing happening on November 3rd. We just don't talk about it going on here on the show. So it's not election season. I promise you that. But we want to share a little bit about some things on ways folks are staying safe and people that are already planning to have a very safe and spooky Halloween.
We are only 43 days away from Halloween, and pandemic or not, people are planning to celebrate. And the proof? Well, it's
less than that.
Candy sales are already up 13% over last year. So how can you celebrate safely? Here's Lauren Tallarico.
Halloween is happening this year. Even though COVID presents a very real thing to be wary of.
Parents are really excited about Halloween because we've been quarantined for so long, but also they want to do things safely and right.
Dr. Sandy McKay, a pediatrician with UT Physicians and UT Health, has some tips on how to do that. First, everyone 2 and up should wear masks. Make them spooky, of course. Also, keep your trick-or-treating group small. Avoid touching doorbells and use hand sanitizer after reaching into bowls. If you're passing out candy, do it outside.
So that's taking your lawn chair out into your driveway or in your front porch, and have a lot of fun with how you're distributing your candy while still maintaining a little bit of distance.
Here's one idea. How about a candy slide?
But ultimately just trying to build
A
fun
candy
things and
cannon.
show you how to do it.
Jay Grenier and Jamie Nakai of Austin are the brainchild behind the Wicked Makers DIY YouTube channel. Their latest contraption is getting a whole lot of attention.
And what it is a way to give candy to trick-or-treaters while staying 6 feet away. So we made it out of PVC pipes, so it's really easy to build, and you just slide the candy at the top and the kids can hold their bag at the bottom and it drops right in.
Want to make one? Details on KHOU.com. Or have a pair of cooking tongs. Those work too.
Put decorations on them, make them like lobster claws and hand them out.
And when your little ones are all candied up, they don't have to wait to eat it.
COVID-19 is not really spreading significantly on surfaces, so don't feel like you need to take a hand sanitizer and scrub all your candy wrappers down.
A little creativity is all you need to have a happy and safer Halloween. Standing for Houston, I'm Lauren Tallarico, KHOU 11 News.
So we're going to chat more a little bit about Halloween and certainly ways you can stay safe. But again, we want to talk about the reason for Camp Quarantine. As I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we have been raising money for several different nonprofit organizations because it is October and it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For the month, we have selected the Breast Cancer Research Foundation as the organization we encourage folks to donate to, and you can do so at bcrf.org. We're going to learn a little bit more about the organization and certainly ways that you can contribute and where your money is going and how to make an impact a little bit later. But let's continue chatting with a family who has done an absolutely phenomenal thing by opening up their home, more so their lawn, in more way than one. And this is the family of Kirkwood. And I would like to introduce our next two guests, Miss Whitty.
Sure. Hey, happy Friday, Camp Quarantine. I'm Laura Whitty.
I'm Mark Whitty.
Woke up on Saturday and decided to do a pumpkin patch for the neighbors, and we went to farmer's market and got about 150 pumpkins of all sizes and shapes and colors. My husband made the sign that's over there, and we posted on the neighborhood news group and said, come on and grab a pumpkin. Basically, we went to last weekend to North Georgia, and the pumpkin patches were so busy. There were so many people without masks that we thought maybe this would be a good alternative. So, please wear a mask. So everyone has been great. I mean, except, babies obviously aren't wearing masks, but everybody's been good. They've waited. If there were several people here at one time, they were made sure they were 6 feet apart, and they
just taking pictures at the time.
Yeah, they all took turns.
And so we've enjoyed over the years doing. We'll do a couple of stops here and then take the kids through the neighborhood to neighbors' houses, and usually one of the neighbors has a little gathering, like a potluck, and then we take turns walking through the street. It's more something just to be fun and something a little different.
We don't really expect trick-or-treaters, and we don't really expect the kids to be trick-or-treating. I think we're going to put some candy out, just like over in front of the house, but from what I understand, I don't think that trick-or-treating is going to be happening like it was. I think there will be probably little pods, but certainly not like normal. Weekend, Sunday the 11th at 4:30. We will have my band 6 Feet Over will be performing to raise money for the Atlanta Food Bank and the Giving Kitchen. And I believe the link is below. If you'd like to join us, Facebook Live and Instagram Live. It'll be a socially distanced virtual concert.
Beginning of the quarantine, we had purchased several local restaurant gift certificates to just support our neighbors, support our friends, and giving them out through the social media. avenues. So we've enjoyed doing that throughout this.
Yeah.
We always like to add, because we have camping stores, we have any camping memories or stories that you would love to be grateful for to play. Any bear encounters,
Any bear encounters, anything like that? Some camping stories that you have to share?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been like real camping, but yeah, I don't know that we. I'm sorry.
We do have a fire pit in the back, unlike we do s'mores.
Yeah.
Stick out.
Yeah.
I think we're more glampers than campers.
I drove around in a van and camped in a van for like 6 months across the country. So that was so cool. That was incredible, yeah. So when I was 19, we got a van that had a bed in it and a little fridge, and we drove around for about 6 months and from east to west coast, and then went up all the way through Las Vegas and headed into Chicago, New York, and came back down and ended up in Atlanta. So that was a lot of fun. Route 66, that was really cool. I mean, everywhere. There's always wonderful, amazing adventures everywhere you go. I like to look for the obscure things, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, anywhere was really cool.
All right, parting thoughts or the end of it?
Sure. Any parting thoughts? Yeah, thanks again, Camp Quarantine. We appreciate you all doing this, and I hope everyone focuses on the good things during this quarantine, and stay safe.
Get out and vote.
And please vote.
And please get out and vote. What a wonderful suggestion. For those that are keeping tabs, early voting is already available in Atlanta. You can do so if you're in Fulton County at State Farm Arena. Just keep it sports thematic. I've been hearing people in and out in 20 minutes. So they spoke a little bit. Thank you again to Laura and Mark. We appreciate all of your generosity. They spoke a little bit about just opening up their lawn. We featured a number of guest individuals that are community members that are giving back in their own ways, including open up a pumpkin patch in their own yard. I mean, how fun is that? I think that's just one of the best ideas, and it hits really close to home because if you can't tell, I love pumpkins. I absolutely love pumpkins. In upcoming week, we're going to be talking about some pumpkin carving tips, because now is the time to get into it. If you carve these things too early, they're just going to end up like a heap mess, just like the Dodgers this week. So we're going to try and keep those tips for you next week. But a little bit of hints and piece of advice. This guy didn't actually carve for the 8 pumpkin. The Braves current tagline. If you're a Braves fan, drop tomahawk below, drop comment below, drop share. We really appreciate it. We're continuing to give away a free bobblehead. We'll be announcing that winner at the end of the show. But speaking of Halloween, the coolest things, I guess, I always travel during the month of October and hasn't gotten stopped by TSA or security yet, and that is these 4 pumpkin tools. These are actually tools used for pottery and clay making, but they work very, very well for etching on pumpkins directly. These are small, just wood carving tools, and that's how I did this guy. They are not carving at all. Well, the Wheat family, we appreciate jumping on, but they talked about something, van life. Now, if you guys are on here, we appreciate all of you watching and joining for baseball, for all these things. Camp Quarantine has been giving back so much money, and we appreciate all of your donations. But right now, we're in the thick of a massive project. You're not understanding this. Take a look. 2 months ago, we brought this baby home. Camp Quarantine was in need of some more, yes, content, but I could not stand adventures only from the backyard and in the house. While we were consistently putting the tents up in the backyard week after week, I thought there had to be more. And so enter van life. Well, we purchased a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter have been plotting all kinds of plans for solar, installing fans, installing a sunroof, insulation, and so much more. We have been continuing this project as just a means to be able to get out of the house, encourage people to continue and be in the outdoors. And also this van has meant a lot to many of our viewers already. They're giving input on voting on what sync we should put in, voting on the type of speakers and things like that. And so we have gotten it to a point where it's just a big old mess. We are not in any state, shape, or condition to be going anywhere quite yet, but thanks to so many people, so many of their input, and so much more of their help, we have made this a full-on project. We have cleaned the engine. I have gone through and used so many different products as far as spray paints and plasti dipped the bumper, installed LEDs. It's been just a whole bunch of work, but it's been paying off. Currently, the van is not here in Arlington with us now. It is back at our warehouse in our garage in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are going to continue working on it. It has cameras front and back. Its exterior is absolutely complete, and you can continue to help on the next stages of Miss Nirvana. Nirvana can be supported at our Patreon at patreon.com/campq, where we have all of our build videos, suggestions, and if you are contemplating hitting the road because your passport is no good right now during the pandemic, we encourage you to check out our channel, check out campquarantine.co, and we appreciate all of you who are supporting. Now, we're going to get into this in just a little bit, but our van seems a little bare. It seems just a little white. People have asked me, what are you doing with it? Well, what are you going to talk about? Because are you going to put images on there? Are you going to just wrap it a different color? Well, the point was always to camp. Stealth is what they say. And that just means not being able to decipher between you being a work van or something else. So we've been trying to keep it white. But at the end of the show, we've got a big announcement that I'm going to make that I'm hoping y'all will stick around for. But speaking of which, we're going to remind everybody why we're here, and that is, again, because we are supporting the Breast Cancer Research Foundation this month, and we encourage all of you to donate at bcrf.org. And I did promise a little bit more information because I hate when people just say, donate here, you don't know what's going on, you don't know where it's going. So to chat a little bit more about the Breast Cancer Research Foundation, I invite, oh, she's not available. Well, we're going to have to come back to her and see if she's there in just a little bit. But we're going to continue to talk Braves baseball because we are here from Arlington, just outside the baseball park here at Globe Life Field. And our first guest on there chatted a little bit about that. But we are absolutely ecstatic. Game time is in an hour and 15 minutes. Currently, the Rays are beating the Astros right now 1-0 in a Astros must win or win and you're in if you're the Rays. Who do you think is going to win that? Who do you think is going to win and represent the ALCS in this 2020 weird postseason? Who will win? Drop a comment below. Let us know. We have some additional prizes. And if you're here in Arlington, Texas, we want to meet you. Shoot us a DM at campquarantine.co, and we have a prize for you we'd love to share. All right, we're coming up on the end of the show, which means our announcement is just around the corner. But because it's Halloween, I figured let's leave you all with some comedy here to chat. One of our former guests, the one and only Kurt Tusty.
All right. What's yours look like? Huh? Oh, smart. Don't forget our virtual Halloween party starts at 7 p.m. Costume contest at 8. Winner gets an Amazon gift card. Good thing we had so much toilet paper left over. We ran out of cobwebs.
Oh, happy Halloween! Okay, take one. If you guys want to come over tonight, I'm hosting a pumpkin carving and mask decorating party. But no more than 10 people. Are you the coronavirus? And you're the CDC? Oh! Come on! We gotta go throw candy at the trick-or-treaters standing on their lawns.
Happy Halloween!
Thank you so much!
Stay safe!
6 feet. You get it? Okay, we've got pandemic punch, TP sheet cookies, COVID Q-tips, don't worry, they're sterile, and sanitized dirt. The only good thing to come out of abandoned buildings.
Aw, your costume isn't very scary at all.
I'm just nervous. What if someone shows up and they have the same mask as me? Oh, dude, perfect.
I'm not taking any more chances. Happy Halloween!
I can't decide if I want to be masked Darth Vader or masked Michael Myers.
Oh, hold up. Scariest thing of 2020. Ooh, don't eat me!
Do any of these animatronics come with a coughing sound effect?
Excuse me, do you guys have a Karen wig? Well, can you ask your manager?
Dude, I can't believe that house gave us toilet paper.
Oh yeah, we're definitely hitting that on the way back. Babe, what if you're Carol Baskin and I'm her ex-husband? No, she fed him to tigers. I'm in quarantine. Duh.
What about Pirates of the Quarantine?
Okay, Harry Potter and the Order of Postmates.
Or that guy from that Disney video. We should go to a drive-through haunted house. It's so scary.
Oh, whoa, this place was definitely worth $300.
Just a little some Halloween humor there from our week 4 guest, Kurt Tossi. We appreciate you coming back and continuing to put out great content. If you enjoyed that and those laughs, I encourage you to follow him at Kurt Tossi on Instagram, a little bit below. But thank you so much for joining us and letting us use that clip again this week. So we really appreciate that. And we want to hear from you guys. If you guys have clips like that, or you want to be featured as a small business spotlight, or chat about whatever you guys are promoting, this is why we're here. Mainly, we're here in Atlanta this week talking to folks from Atlanta this week because of the Braves. But we have featured folks all over, from Australia to Ireland to Los Angeles to Ohio to across the entire globe. So we're thrilled that you guys joined us here this week for week 27. Today, we like to celebrate every day. October, we mentioned, happens to be Breast Cancer Awareness Month, happens to be National Popcorn Poppin' Month, and National Be the Good and Eat the Good, something like that. Go take a look at National Day calendar. But one thing that I do know is today also happens to be National Dictionary Day. Anyone know what National Dictionary Day is? Anthony, we appreciate you watching over there. I know you're here in Arlington too, so I'm getting excited. Might have to come out there and join you early for a beer. But let's take a look at what today's word of the day is from Dictionary, because it's National Dictionary Day. If you did not know, Dictionary Day actually celebrates the birthing. Anyone know? Noah Webster. So Noah Webster actually coined the term dictionary and actually introduced the dictionary. So if we go to dictionary.com, let's look at, very fitting. I did not plan this, I promise. Today's word of the day from National Dictionary Day is diction. Diction, which means the style of speaking or writing as dependent upon a choice of words. So what does that mean? I guess it means being a little bit more descriptive and purposeful with your words. So for example, today, rather than saying, I don't know, the Braves are going to play a phenomenal game and they're going to beat the Dodgers. That doesn't have a whole lot. But on Dictionary Day, today's word being diction, what if instead we were to pick something like, y'all better watch out because the Braves are about to decimate these Dodgers. See how that puts a little bit more of an emphasis on what's about to happen? Anyways, folks, we are coming up on the end of the stream. I'm going to end it a little bit early, merely because I'm getting a little tipsy and I want to go over and catch the pitch. So we appreciate all of our guests and viewers this week. But oh yeah, there's an announcement. There's an announcement coming. That's right. Well, we made this promise to you all. And this was back at the start of the season. If you watched the video that we shared earlier, we've been around and doing this for 27 weeks. The first week that we did it happened to be a Friday, and it was supposed to be on April 3rd, which if any of you all know, April 3rd would have been the normalized start of this 2020 season. Back then, made the promise that if the Braves made it all the way this year, we would be there. Well, we're making good on that promise right now. We are here at the National Championship Series. We brought that W for the Braves and hopefully back to Atlanta tonight. But if the Braves win the World Series, are we going to come back next week? Well, that's something that I've been debating and I've been chatting about. Tickets are expensive. I don't have a flight back. It's on a wing and a prayer we came out here, but it is our team. After all, I appreciate all of you who have watched, the number of you guys that are currently watching, engaging with us, sharing the content, donating to all of our causes, and supporting in each and every way. And that's why I'm going to get to the announcement in a minute. But I've got to remind you that by the end of the stream, we're giving away this Freddie Freeman bobblehead. All you have to do is share the stream below. So click share on Facebook. We contacted a winner, Mr. Philip B. last week. We shipped him a Freddie Freeman bobblehead because he hit a bomb yesterday, and he is MB free. We'll be giving away another one today. But baseball is something special to me, and honestly, during this time, during every year, during the summer, it's always something that's kept me very active, intuitive, watching, hoping, experiencing those live games. Yesterday, being at Arlington, being at Globe Life Field, and being here in Arlington, being able to experience live baseball, something that I've done every year since I was probably 5. And not having that opportunity and having it taken away from you, going to experience it again, you have such a better appreciation for it. And I can say that we're going to be back should the Braves make it to the World Series. I will be back. And well, on today's segment of the state of Nirvana, even though she's a mess and still in insulation, we love her. She's ready to go. Her internal and her exterior are all set. The tires are great. We changed the alternator. The entire bottom is rust-free. We don't have solar down the roof, but it doesn't mean that we can't drive our baby out here to Arlington, Texas. So if the Braves clinch and they come to the World Series, guess what, guys? Arlington is going to be broadcasting back here from Arlington next Friday, and maybe we're going to bring our beautiful Nirvana. Well, what do I mean by that? If you guys have been watching Camp Quarantine, we appreciate it. But 2 weeks ago, we featured one of my good friends and an artist, Mr. Tom Davey.
See, I don't need recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Recognition. I'm on a mission. I'm paying dues. I'm in position. I'm staying up. It's getting late. You're doing good.
And that's a wrap.
So Tom Davey, a very celebrated Atlanta artist who's been doing murals and doing amazing work. He just has a very unique abstract style of art that, well, you guys have seen this shirt. I'm wearing it today. Hopefully it'll bring us luck inside the stadium. You saw it on the video over there, but that is Tom's work. Well, many of you guys thought that our van was too blank, huh? All right, I'm going to eat my words. The Braves make it to the World Series. We're going to start a fundraiser, and we're going to try and wrap Miss Nirvana with Mr. Tom's work, and we are going to bring Nirvana and Camp Quarantine and broadcast here next week, next Friday, for our next show here at the World Series. Folks, if the Braves win, Camp Quarantine will be branded Braves and back here in Arlington, Texas next week. What do you think about that? If you're joining us, drop us a comment below. Let us know what you think about the design. We have so much going on. We have so much we have to finish and so much excitement. I'm headed to the game, folks. We're going to leave you tonight. Say appreciate you. Say do not touch your face. Wash your hands. Please stay positive and continue testing negative. We're going to select that Freddie Freeman bobblehead winner here in just a second, but we're going to leave you with some beauty and some national parks here in this great state of Texas. Thanks, guys, for joining. Go Braves. Enjoy your weekends. Be safe.